Marvel Rivals is so much better than I thought. I can't believe it. I was so done with Overwatch that I just didn't care, and I played at Marvel Rivals and was just so. The thing is, they did the biggest thing, most important thing is it runs smooth, and you get into a new game instantly. So the whole one more game thing is the most lethal part about it. Like once you put it on and play, it's fun enough to keep going because next game. Whereas Battle Royales, you spend half the time in a menu or waiting to drop and all that shit. There's so much game to be had that I'm scared because I bet if I went back to Overwatch, I'd be like, whoa, this is sick. This is great. But like I played
Marvel
so much
Rivals
Overwatch.
right now. I don't recognize any of these heroes.
That's because all
you don't recognize
best...
Iron Man.
No, but their most recognizable costumes they're gonna like release later for pay. You know,
this guy's playing some
That's
girl.
not true. Iron Man's in there. Captain.
No, I'm
America's
saying in what I'm watching now. There's no Iron Man jumping around.
Can you link what you're looking at?
Those guys are there, like, and you can recognize Punisher and such. But like, for example, like Wolverine has a jacket, like it's a different type of skin. You know, it's like Hawkeye looks like a weeb, like he's full weeb mode.
I actually don't recognize most of these people.
This must be the ant or something because she has bug antennas and she's not.
That's Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Once I saw the antenna, I recognized her too.
Mantis.
Mm-hmm.
Who would opt into Mantis when Iron Man's on the table?
Oh, this is Shroud Live.
There's a lot. Like that's the thing is like there's like a character, Jeff the Shark. I don't know who that is. He fucking kills it though. People use him all the time.
Oh, look at him there. There's Jeff the Shark.
Everybody loves Jeff the Shark. He runs around with 4 legs like a dog. He bites you, carries you under the map, and throws you off the side of it.
That's fun. That's like he's Donkey Kong from the original Melee.
I think you can grab multiple people too. So like if you're really good, you could grab the whole team and throw them over the side.
Do you guys remember that? Did you guys play Super Smash Brothers Melee?
What's that biracial duo in the center top? What's going on there?
Oh, I stopped watching.
The biracial duo. I can't tell anyone.
It's Scoreboards. The red versus blue.
What's their name? Cloak and Dagger, I think, right?
Interesting.
It's fun. There are characters that work well together. So Hope is not very good at the game, but she plays a healer that rides around on Groot's shoulders, which is her boyfriend, and she just heals him the whole time while he goes and slays everybody.
Yeah, there's a couple characters can jump on his shoulders.
Are there any games that Hope is like kick ass at?
Her best game is probably Civilizations, but Kyle's sitting here, and it's hard to be like she's kick ass when he could probably do.
I mean, did she beat it on D?
Fair enough.
I think so. Yeah, I think she beats all the AI.
Yeah, I mean, it's just 2 different games. Like single player and multiplayer are 2 different like sports. I don't know what else I'd apply. It's like hitting pads versus fighting almost. Like it's hard to do that like kung fu thing where they hit the sticks just right. Like that's kind of what single player is like. Like you can work out its weaknesses, but
are you build ordering when you're doing when you're doing Civ? Like if you were to pop in right now, and I'm sure it's Civ specific because that's how those games work. You'd pick someone and you'd be like, all right, turn 1 this, turn 2 this, turn 3 this, turn 4, or are you freewheeling?
There's definitely a build order. I would have to catch up though because I don't even know what people are playing anymore. You know, because Civ 7's on the way to come out. Nobody really played Civ 6, and there was that no
compared to Civ 5.
Yeah, I didn't like the aesthetic. I didn't like the way it looked all cartoony and childish. It looked like an iPad game to me that you'd give a kid to keep him quiet. But we always played those no quitter mods for Civ 5 in like multiplayer free for alls or 1v1s, and that's just a different game entirely. If you mess up one turn of your build order, you kind of lose. Like genuinely, one turn you'd lose. Sometimes you wouldn't even mess up and you'd lose because if you and the other guy tie, if you both complete this building that gives your team a bonus on the same turn, the game just flips a coin.
Oh, what?
The game just flips a fucking coin. Yeah.
So you're going into the game with a plan in mind, and it's mostly not adaptive.
No, it is adaptive. It's kind of hard to explain. It would depend on the race you're using and the map you're doing. We often did scenarios. We did a scenario where my team of 3 is on one side on an island, and your team of 3 is on another island. We're separated by a thin inland ocean. And so in that game mode, we have to decide if we're going to settle on how many cities are we going to settle on the coast? Because those coastal cities are what are going to create the boats that secure the passage and allow for our troops to get to their side to fuck them up. And it's really a race to boats, and good boats at that, you know. And it quickly becomes, oh no, here their boats are. Like, because you hide your boats in like stealth. So suddenly one turn, like 10 boats show up and you're like, oh no, it's over. That's really fun to me.
Of all the games you play, like Civ is the easiest one for me to be like, okay, I could get probably 2 into this. Like I don't like the turn-based as much as real time, but it's still fun.
The battle's real time.
When you outsmart someone and like if you scout and you anticipate what they're going to do and then you counter that without their knowledge, maybe by like forward building something that would indicate that you're not going for what you're going for in your back cities.
Sure.
The culmination of those things is so satisfying in a strategy game where it's like, yes,
it's hours of plotting. There will be hours of plotting, and you'll be like building an army in stealth and building a road to their side of the map in stealth. And if at any point they discover what you're doing, then you won't have the element of the surprise. War is only worthwhile if you have the element of surprise. It's just like real life. A quagmire isn't going to benefit anybody. We're going to sit here and burn resources.
Did you main
Germany
anyone?
Advances and builds their tech and their industry up? Like, meanwhile, we're over here just killing each other for no reason. So you want to like sweep in there Kiev style and conquer them and then turn their city into your city as fast as possible. You don't want to.
Who is your main Civ? Like, if it's a challenging game and you're really setting out to win, who did you play?
We would do a system where we banned and drew, so you wouldn't ever get to pick who you got to play. So everybody would ban a couple of Civs. Like, I don't want anyone to be able to have this one or that one. I want Chinese, Egyptians, or Phoenicians or whatever. And then you do this drawing system where a computer would basically assign everybody the races. So I didn't really care.
I remember the time we played together, I was looking at all the bonuses of the different civs, and I was like, Russia gets double uranium and double oil? How can I miss out on uranium and oil? And so I picked them, and like not fully understanding the game, like starting it, I'm like, okay, so I'm making archers. So it seems as though I picked a very late game bonus civilization. All right, I just have to survive until uranium, and then I might be okay.
Yeah, but although like in that game, especially before we started playing that mod, it would do this thing where uranium wouldn't be divvied out equally. It'd be like real life. So you might just not have any. And so that means you can't build nuclear weapons or nuclear power. And now your enemies have nuclear weapons. So you had to make some kind of hey buddy, I know you're in the corner of the map and you had that war early and we crippled you and all, and we just left you over there. But I noticed you got some uranium. How about you slide me a little and I make Washington, D.C. disappear? And you'd have little like Discord side chats like that to get their uranium. And the whole time they're telling the other guy that they're on his team. So we're just fucking him over. There's lots of like lying behind people's backs.
A lot of diplomacy. Yeah.
Yes. I enjoy that part too. People get mad. People will get mad and like rage quit and get like friendships would end. Stuff like that would happen. Like people get upset. It's fun.
I don't like the length of the game. And furthermore, not only can the game go like more than 2 hours, threaten 4 hours, but sometimes a 4-hour game, 2 hours in, you realize it's hopeless. You are not winning. But like, I guess forfeiting is considered bad. No, you need to slowly suck up and endure your beating over the 2-hour long period of time it takes.
Those flip though. Those flip.
Yes and
those can definitely flip.
They can, but like what we would do is it's called a vote of irrelevancy. And you would say, I want a vote of irrelevancy. I think I'm irrelevant to the outcome of this game. And then all the players would vote whether you can leave or not, basically. Obviously, you could just alt F4 and say, suck a dick. But then they don't let you play with them anymore. Well, they won't let you play with them anymore. It's called the no quitters group. So you do something like that. And usually they'd let you out. Like if you're crippled, like they'll just let you out. You're building archers over there in one city in the corner of the map. You can go. Your Arctic archers can fade off into the sunset and you can go do something else.
Yeah. I do like the one-off games like Civ or like Age of Empires where you can just hop in, play, and then that's it. Like you're not building towards anything else in a future game. Like just hop on, play a couple games. Or I guess in Civ's sense, you hop on.
In Civ, you can build an empire. Well, in Civ, like if you're playing single player, and I think that's what's so addictive about it and why so many people love it. is you can build your empire an hour at a time every day, kind of like Sim City, a lot like Sim City. And by the time it's over, you've got your little Minecraft world. You've conquered all the AI, and I would usually leave some poor AI like in the corner over there and like surround him completely with military. So anytime he stepped out of line, we just kill them all and just, get a diplomatic victory, or it used to be economic victories possible, all that shit. Those games are great to get high and play, which I think there's two types of games to me. There's only two categories. There's games that are good to play high, and there's games that aren't good to play high.
So you don't categorize by like shooter, RPS.
What's a bad game to play high? I play all the games I like high.
I can't play twitchy stuff high. I don't think
I need that. That's me in flow zone.
Yeah, I hit my flow state.
If I'm playing Tarkov or like Helldivers or even Darktide. You ever play Darktide, Harley? That's sick. Yeah. That game's amazing. Yeah. I like to get good and high for that and get into a rhythm of destruction.
They really screwed the pooch on Darktide by not releasing a full game when they released it.
And a scoreboard. You've got to put a scoreboard in.
Is there still not a scoreboard without a mod?
They don't want there to be one. They don't want there to be one.
Unreal. What's the fucking point?
Dude, Battlefield came out then. Battlefield was PvP. Like, it was crazy.
When 4 people go into an arena and we're gonna kill thousands of enemies, like you'd commonly kill 700 to 1,000 enemies. I want to know how many I got. And I'm not gonna bully you. I only got 100.
But see, it's also important. Then I need to know like who did the most damage deflection or all that or healing. Because like if I'm the guy, if I do healing,
they literally
if I do healing, like, and you're just showing me kills at the end, I don't really want to be the healer.
No, but they showed the specific categories, specials, and so it would be like Kyle would play a very high damage archer, and so Kyle went in every time knowing his job is to snipe the specials. He's not supposed to be wasting time on the meat and the grind. And I would play a tank character, and so like at the end, I want to see how many meat shields I ground through in the furtherance of allowing Kyle the space to hit the specials. If it doesn't show that at the end, then there's like it doesn't feel as much.
Better.
Yeah, I always look at that scoreboard and do mental gymnastics. Like, the real measure of a player is the number of times you block something with a shield.
Oh yeah, dude. I look at that graph like I'm Nate Silver. I'm I'm going to interpret something totally different that's good for me.
Marvel Rivals actually kills that part because at the end they'll say who the MVP is, but then all the players there, you can click on any of them and see their highlight, their best play, every play.
That's cool.
Just really cool. Like it feels like a gift in these days because it's not a service or feature you get in a multiplayer game.
Yeah,
it is cool.
Yeah, they should have more.
You could save it.
You got to have a scoreboard, though. I want to improve. That's also a game. I like games that have really high difficulty levels that we can like approach. I want there to be an easy. I want like if I'm just chilling out, I'll play on 6 or 7 difficulty. If I'm just playing solo and getting samples or something. But if I got all my boys together, I want to be able to I want to lose. Is what I mean to say.
Yeah,
I want there to be a difficulty that'll beat 12. Our ass.
They went up to 15 in the first one, so I'm hoping they do that.
Yeah. Darktide's like that. Darktide's hardest difficult, and Vermintide.
I found them both very hard, actually.
Vermintide hard difficulty was hard,
like but it was roll. Like if someone fucks up their roll, like it fucks up the whole team.
Absolutely.
For real.
Yeah,
I like when games get harder, at least RTS and stuff like that, tactically. Like with Vermintide, you'd set the difficulty to higher, but it really was just increasing the amount of damage the opponents did to you per hit and decreasing the amount of damage you did to them per hit.
That's not exactly true. It's half true. It increased the damage I think that they would do to you, but what I think it does is just add more enemies.